Hey friends, it's Nancy. I'm just going to unpack this box that I purchased at an auction. It was an online auction, so I wasn't exactly sure what I was getting. In fact, all of this I was unaware I was getting. I thought it was mostly going to be these return checks that, so let's go together and take a look. So it looks like there is a heck of a lot of returned checks. And they're all, so far, they all seem to be from the Dominion Bank in the 30s. So what I don't understand is why it has stamps on it. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. So there's got to be, I don't know how many in there. Just kind of, there's some things in here that aren't return checks. And they've all got, they're all endorsed. That's just weird. I don't know. Yeah, so it looks like 34, 36. That's generally the era. Those are all banks or checks. Wow. Very cool, but weird. Oh. And they're signed by a church warden. Huh. Look at the stamp on this one. Okay. So these must have come from a church in Belleville, Ontario. Well, there you go. Belleville's lovely. I just don't understand the stamp thing. Excise. Some say excise, some say post. Like this one says 3 cents postage. They're numbered. Well, I just might have to sort through these. Oh, this one's ripped. Well, there's a couple in here ripped. Put those aside. I can use those for collage or something maybe. Alright. This is a stamp. That's a stamp. These say debit. Oh. So this is from Washington, 1899. and it doesn't have anything in it. This is a bunch of lined paper. This is from a coin catalog. That doesn't do anything for me. This is a letter from 1906. Oh. It's an invitation to King Edward VII and Queen Alexandria. Oh, isn't that something? There's a watermark in the paper too. Thompson Stationery Company official bond. Well, that's neat. This is an envelope with a invitation to a wedding in 1906 in Coburg, Ontario. Well, that's very cool too. Ah, I already love this. 1926. It's a sympathy letter. Oh, look at this, the trademark with the 3 B's. 3B wools. That is super cool. Ooh, this is like onion skin. Candidates for mayor for 1907. There's some handwritten notes. This must be a speech. The East Hastings Fair has been, I don't know, secured as a permanent acquisition to our city. The population of, I don't know, has increased about 700. Huh. So this must have been notes for a speech of some kind. And it's glued together up at the top. Here's another one of those excise stamps. Ooh, look at this, 1907, Bank of Montreal. Addressed to the Mayor of Belleville. This is 1932, a wedding in New York City. Cool. This doesn't look very healthy. I think I'll leave that till last. Release of all demands. So this looks like some kind of legal document. 1893. Okay. Oh, this is the couple that got married in New York City. They lived at 245 West 75th Street. Here's a little picture. That's interesting. This is a newspaper. Oh, 1976. Not interested. This is a receipt of marriage license. So this was submitted to okay. So the Reverend would have submitted the marriage license to the Registrar General, and then this is a receipt. 1916 and two 1918s. Minister of Militia and Defense. I think this is another speech. It's too bad there's no date on it. Here's another speech. Council of the City of Belleville. Ooh, this is interesting. I have frequent, and this looks like it's an affidavit, part of an affidavit about Nettie Taylor and Mr. Flint, the police magistrate of Belleville. Ooh, that's just a partial one though. What's this? Bond for a deed for 1/2 acre of I don't know. From Charlotte and Thomas, I don't know, to Fuller Coker. Oh, this is going to be neat. Oh, look at that. 10 pounds. Know all men by these presents that we, Charlotte and Thomas Cooper, ward of the Township of Burford, County, is there a date? I don't see a date anywhere. Another, this is a copy. So Mr. Salman was the mayor of Belleville in 1906. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff addressed to Salman in here. What's this? The trustees of the Belleville Bowling Club. This is 1931. This has got a Brad in it. There's another speech from who knows when. I am really hoping I find the rest of that affidavit. Another speech. Oh, it's the same one, I think. Minister of Militia and Defense. Deputy Minister of Public Works Department. Board of Railway Commissioners for Canada. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Alright, I'm feeling better because I thought I had paid way too much for this. Oh, I like this. Investment bankers. I think this must be more city council stuff. $1905. Mayor's office, 1907. Bank of Montreal. I don't know that. That's part of a speech, I think. What's this? Department of Militia and Defense. I'll have to do some research into this George Salman, or Charles Salman. Oh, there's an envelope inside an envelope. Here's another. Oh. This had Pringle, the name Pringle on it. This was 1899. So Mr. Salman married the Pringle's daughter, Clara, in 1906. Huh. Very cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, this one's got a notary stamp on it. Okay, this is the marriage certificate for Clara and Charles. This must be another speech to City Council. Oh, there's another Minister of Militia and Defense. I'm going to have to put these all in a press. Lease of House, 1897. So Charles was leasing a house. Let's see how much it was. Oh, look at this. I don't see the rent yet. $150 a year. Oh, wait a second. $600 of lawful money of Canada to be payable quarterly in advance on the following days' times. That is to say, the sum of $150 on the 15th day of the months March, June, September, and December, in each year. Oh, that's cool. Love that. 1897. Looks like another speech. He did a lot of speeching. It's too bad they're not dated. I've seen this one before. Yeah, there was another copy of that lower in the pile. This has got another old Brad in it. 1904. Well, that's kind of a neat Brad there. It's like a staple. Neat. Well, my husband's going to be thrilled to see this. He loves old stuff like this. Mayor's office. Some sort of a petition, it says. Some sort of report. Power of attorney from Albert C. Fraser to Charles Salman. Oh, and it's got a stamp. Well, that'll be fun to read later. What's this? This is to Mr. Salman. From Aunt Martha. 1919. My dear Charlie, Long Beach, California. Helen Salman. So this must have been a daughter, because the mother's name was Clara, or the wife's name was Clara, I should say. From Napanee. And it's from I have no idea. Interesting paper though, eh? And it's lined. This is to Charles from Edmonton, Alberta. Oh, Clara died, 1926. It's a sympathy letter from Sarah Templeton. Except for yourself and daughters, my heartfelt sympathy, and I pray he who doth all things well may sustain and comfort you all in this dark hour. This is 1926. Well, they weren't married. The girls would have been young, because they would have only been married 20 years. Miss Helen Salman. This would have been the same year. I just want you and Alice to know that I am thinking of you and wishing that I could do something to help you. Rita H. Allen. So this is a sympathy letter too, to one of the daughters. It's got a purple paper tissue lining. It's nice texture. This is kind of a pink color. There's no letter in it. There's just a Mrs. Emma Jane Ketchison. Mrs. Helen and Alice Salman. In deepest sympathy. Beautiful. From the Dominion Bank. Another sympathy letter. Sheet metal products. 1926. Again, another sympathy letter. Aww. I think this goes in there. I was greatly shocked to read in today's Globe of the passing away of Mrs. Salman. So that would have been somebody else at that company, I guess. I know this video is going long. Nothing in there. Miss Helen Salman. This is another February 26. Neglected and dependent children. During the past week, I have thought of you often, and your loss and loneliness and the responsibilities that face you. Oh. And it's addressed Helen, dear. Beatrice. Very sweet. Office of Neglected and Dependent Children. Sincerest sympathy, Mrs. G.H. Brown. This is later. Oh no, 2016. This is another 2016. Another personal letter. The Sharon Inn, Long Beach, California. Oh, beautiful handwriting. Rained very heavy in San Diego. This is from 1930. There's nothing in there. Oh, what's this? Coronation Day. And it's a list of names and how much people, I guess, donated to the celebrations. So that, I'll have to look that up. Another Helen. Come on. $1940. Well, it looks like maybe Helen. It's a personal letter. Ooh, this looks legal. Report of Willis Chipman. Must have something to do with the city of Belleville. Belleville is quite a distance from here. I imagine it's a good 5 hours. 1940. 1936. Hoping to find some more cards and things. Oh, here's some more. Mr. Flint has intercourse with Minnie Taylor. I believe that the conduct of Mr. Flint and his reputation while holding the office of police magistrate has a bad effect on the administration of justice in the city, and I have heard liberals express themselves in a similar manner. Oh, police magistrate, Mr. Flint. Oh, look at this. 1926. So this would be another sympathy letter. Yeah. May 1918 from Bob. As ever, Bob. 1917. Ooh, that sounds interesting. The Houston Company. Oh, it's a receipt to Mr. Pringle. Love this. Love, love, love. Wonder what the Houston Company was all about. February 1926. That's a little sympathy letter. Yeah. Yeah. St. John's Hospital in Toronto. Mrs. C. Salman. Mrs. So she must have been in hospital in Toronto? This is the 3rd of February. My dear Clara and Charlie. When does the doctor think you will be able to come home? If you want me to come up again, I will do so whenever you say. So she must have gone down to visit Clara while she was in the hospital in Toronto. So that was February 3rd. Anne Livingston, Rochester, New York, 1943. 1936. 1916. Could this be another Bob letter? I'll have to look. 1937. From Sweetwater. I don't know. Another little letter. That would be another sympathy card or letter. Feels like a card. Nope, it's a letter. From Pasadena, California. Gosh, news spread fast in 1926. 35. There's another Rochester. 26, February 26. February 36. That one's empty. That's from St. Petersburg, Florida. $40, $36, $35. This is from 1915 from Chatham. Oh, Chatham's not, well, I was going to say it's not too far from here. It's not too far from where I used to live. This is also from Chatham. This is February 26th, so that would be a sympathy card or letter. Ooh, this is thick. There's a lot of letter in there. Beautiful. These are all this is April 26th. A lot of the letters are to Helen. I don't see too many to Alice, though. Look at the beautiful handwriting. I'm going to have to look at the address on Google, too. Dear Helen and Alice. That matches. From a church. Fancy Goods Company of Canada. Dear Charlie, your old friend Mr. Anderson. Mr. and Mrs. Alan Cameron McPhee. Standard Bank. This would be a sympathy letter as well. Well, New Liskeard. That's up north. Twenty-six. That's beautiful paper too. Oh, this will be another little card. Mrs. William Henry McGregor, with heartfelt sympathy. Mrs. Richard Philbin. W.A. Brophy Company. Umbrellas, canes, neckwear, belts, suspenders, garters. Huh. Milton. Well, that's not too far at all. Depending on the day and the time of the day. Another city council speech. This is from Dr. Emma Connor. It's rather difficult for me to decide what was best to do for your patient, Mrs. Charles Salman. As a rule, radium is not very satisfactory in fibroids of the uterus, which are causing pressure symptoms and the size of her tumor is about the limit that is satisfactorily treated by either X-ray or radium. However, the growth is fairly dense, which was a very favorable point for radium, and she herself was not a good operative risk, so I decided to try radium with the reservation that she may possibly require a second application, or if one was compelled to do so, a hysterectomy could be performed later if the radium treatment was not successful. Therefore, on Saturday morning, so this was February 4th, at St. John's Hospital, I curetted the uterus, cauterized the cervix, and introduced 60 milligrams of radium, which I left in for 36 hours. She has been quite well since and might have gone home today, but both she and her husband seem to prefer to have her wait until Saturday before returning to Belleville. It will probably be 10 or 12 weeks before the full effect of the radium is obtained. In the meantime, I don't think that any special treatment will be required. I shall be interested to know the result and hope that you will advise me later. Well, we know what the result was. Isn't that interesting, though? She had a female doctor, Dr. Emma Connor. Very interesting. This is from May 1895. Ooh, look at that little Brad there. Nice. Wouldn't you love to fall on a pile of those? I don't know what that's all about, but that looks like an interesting read. Here's some more Dominion Bank things. Got quite a pile of those, haven't I? April 1924. Oh, this has got a photo in it. National Defense, September 1941. Oh, well, this is the bowling league. It's a postcard. Well, isn't that something? I think there's 3 of them. Yeah, there's 3 identical. There you go. Assessment report. Indenture of lease. This is 1907. Look at the beautiful foxing on that paper. And that's from John Pringle to Charles Salman. So that would have been his father-in-law. And they would have been married in 1907. Well, there you go. He must have rented the house from his father-in-law. Bank of Montreal, 1907. Dear Bobby, Trinity College School in Port Hope. That's from Charles. I think these are more speeches. They look speechy-like. Okay. Okay. I'm going to put this all back in here. And then I'll go through that pile that looks like it might be a little moldy. This is neat. I am enjoying this a lot. And even these. 22. Wonder where the other half went. Okay. This is signed by Charles Salman. Commonwealth Petroleum Limited. This is to Charles Salman from Calgary, Alberta. The Royal Bank of Canada. This one's different. So these look like his personal return checks. Oh, what's that? Let's just see. This one says Bank Montreal. I think these ones are just going to go right in the garbage. What's this little thing here? It's like a paper clip. Cochrane Hay and Company Limited. Oh, we've seen them before. That's a pretty cool paper clip though. Okay. Wow, dirty. I know this was a really long video. If you got this far, good for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you found this as interesting as I did. Take care.